To a third straight rushing title, Wild says yes. It is time to talk football. Hey, we're only 57 days out from the start of the season. NBA Finals back in action tonight. Priority number one for the Suns, slow Giannis down. But how? We discuss. And Tom Brady, tossed into kids, but in true Brady style, it came wrapped up in a tease as the old Patriots gang getting back together. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome to First Things First. Jenna, Nick, Brandon, Kevin, Ross. Nick, Brady, he's got jokes on jokes on jokes. He's doing the opposite of going away. He's leaning in.
Yeah,
he's here to make your life better.
Enough. I'm not here for the Brady content. 5 more years?
Okay,
5 more years.
5?
Liability.
Here we are. All Brady all the time, but not right this split second because we got to start with some Team USA basketball. Back in action against Argentina last night, coming off somewhat embarrassing back-to-back losses to Nigeria and Australia. And I only threw in the word somewhat to lessen the blow. Those were bad losses. But last night, they looked like the team we expected to see. KD and Beal each had 17, and Pop's squad rolls to an effortless 28-point win. Nick, you watched this team dominate last night. Are you done worrying now about them?
No, listen, I'm not done worrying about them, but I think it's pretty simple what they need to do. Now, this is not the best constructed roster. And I think Trae Young, who has sent out a few, cryptic tweets about this, is watching saying, maybe you could use me. And to be honest, they could use Trae Young. They could have used Malcolm Brogdon, who they could have had on the team. Hell, I think they could use Mike Conley. They need some playmaking. I know a lot of people are saying, and they need better centers. But the fact of the matter is, most of the best centers in the world are not American players. People are like, oh, what about DeAndre Ayton after the finals? DeAndre Ayton's from the Bahamas. Rudy Gobert, who's good in this format because there's no defensive 3 seconds, obviously from France. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, all of our best centers. Karl-Anthony Towns even, not even because he played for the Dominican. So there are some limitations as far as what you could do with the big man position, but they could have been better at the guard position. But this is who they have. And they're really missing Brandon's guy, James Harden, who's supposed to be on this team, but hurt his hamstring and instead is overseas in Paris with his bestie, Lil Baby. So here's what you do, Brandon. Yeah. You say, hey, let's look at
Lil Baby.
The KD's, yeah, his bestie, Lil Baby. That's right. You look at the KD Steph Warriors, and you say, we're going to run that offense. We're going to do a ton of KD and Dame pick and rolls, with Bradley Beal playing the Klay Thompson role. Draymond Green can play the Draymond Green role. It's good for him. He gets to play himself. And you're going to need Bam to add some toughness and some defense. And you're going to say to Jeremy Grant, remember what you did when you were with Denver, not with Detroit, but with Denver? That's the role we want you to play then. Exactly right.
That's right.
And then Zach LaVine and Tatum can be scoring off the bench. Those are your 8, plus when you get Booker and Middleton and Holiday. Like, that's got to be the path, and that's the way to do it. And I think they steadied themselves yesterday. So I think that's the path forward for Team USA, Brandon.
Yeah. Listen, someone has to make a sacrifice. Hell, Magic Johnson, those guys back on the Dream Team made a sacrifice. I don't know if it was Wilds or Chris Bouchard yesterday talking about, that's the thing. You have all these guys, and they're just shooters. They're the #1 guys on their team. Who's going to do the dirty work? Who's going to go down there and say, I'm going to be PJ Tucker. I'm going to lock him down. That's it. I'm okay with 5 points. I'm going to grab 10, 15, 20 rebounds a game. Who is that guy? So, look, are the concerns, is it time to put it to bed? Absolutely not. I do trust what Kobe said just 2 years ago, that everyone in the world has caught up to us, Wilds. I truly believe that. Now it's about us understanding that you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Let me ask you a question. Have they played Spain yet? Have they played Slovenia yet? You know, Nick's Slovenia stepson or whatever he calls it, whatever you call it. Yeah. No, like they're not out of the woods yet, but this is a great step forward. Like this is what they were supposed to do, like the last 2 games. But at the end of the day, this team should be a team embracing small ball. And what Nick said is making sure those guys are sacrificing and getting it done and letting the guys be the guys.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods, but they're in a clearing. They're on a nice walking path, but there's still plenty of mosquitoes and chances that we go back into the woods. So after watching the game yesterday, I think we can put one thing to bed. They're not going to be a bad team. The question is, are they going to be a good team or a great team? Yesterday, they played like a great team. If we can show the graphic here, Pepper. They shot better from 3. We rebounded better. We moved the ball better. We finally started passing the ball. We had 27 assists, 108 points. But here's the thing.
Smiled better.
And you know what, Jenna? I am over 40 years old, so it's not it's not in my nature to take shots at old people like myself. But when Luis Scola is your leading scorer for the Argentina.
Looks great.
He scores 60. He doesn't look great. He looks great as in like a silver fox way. Like he should be doing like ads for like a cool older man barber shop.
That's the best way to look great,
That's
Kevin
fine.
Wild.
He's slimmer than he was.
That's the best way to look great.
Correct. Go ahead.
There's a limit to how excited I can get. There's just a limit. There are successful 41-year-old basketball players. Unfortunately, they're podcasters. Quentin Richardson's 41, Matt Barnes 41, Richard Jefferson's 41. So I'm only going to be a certain amount of excited. The fact that we beat a team led by a 41-year-old guy. Jenna, France coming up later this month. Then I'll start to get excited if we can beat.
Ouais, je sais. Non,
France is really good.
Heureuse pour ça.
And France, I don't know what Jen is saying. She's the only one who speaks French on the panel. France is really good. Wilds poo-pooed the idea that Slovenia could create problems. I think he's wrong. I heard Wild say, Slovenia. No. Luka's never lost with the Slovenian national team. He and Dragic helped them win Eurobasket in 2017 when Luka was just a kid. So I think Slovenia actually is like a real, shadow contender. But Wilds, I got one question for you about roster construction. So I get the, Trey's a little upset because Lloyd Pierce is on this staff and they didn't pick Trey and they obviously need playmaking. But again, they thought they were going to have Harden. There was some controversy surrounding kind of like low-key controversy, the Kevin Love pick, and Kevin Love's been terrible. My question is this. Why the hell is Zion not on this team? Why is he not there? They're going to play small. If they're going to, the idea wait your turn for who? For what? Zion's not going to add, a ton of size. I get that. He's an undersized 5 when he plays small ball 5. But you need those guys. Ja, Zion, and Trey were among
Bye.